What is up, guys? I hope you like this little montage of me making some tea and petting my dog first thing in the morning. Right now, let me guide you through a little stretch routine that I like to do. If you are actually doing this first thing in the morning, go easy on yourself. Don't go too hard on the back bends and don't go too deep into the stretches. And if you can get a little movement in before, then I advise you to do that. So start off by standing feet width apart, and as you inhale, bringing your arms overhead. As you exhale, spill over your legs. And I really like to stay in this pose for a couple of breaths because the hamstrings tend to get pretty tight overnight, so I like to loosen them up a bit before I get into the flow. Inhale as you roll your body up vertebra by vertebra, and then exhale as you do the opposite and roll down. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you come down. Step your feet back into a downward facing dog. Really push the ground away here and bring your heels as close to the ground as you can. Lift your right leg and bring it up to front until a lunge position. Here you should really push your hips forward as you will feel a deep quad stretch. Turn sideways into warrior and then bend over, bringing your left hand towards your ankle and your right hand overhead. Come back to warrior and straighten your forward leg and bring your left hand overhead. Now we will feel a deep side stretch. Get back to center, bring your arms together and put your feet parallel as you bring your arms overhead and then lunge into your left leg, stretching your right inner thigh. Place your hands and push yourself back into a downward facing dog. We're gonna repeat the same with the other side, so bring your left leg up and then in between into a lunge. And as we get into the lunge, we bring our arms overhead. Get back into warrior. Then bringing the right hand to our ankle and the left hand overhead. Straighten your left leg and bring your right hand overhead as you bring your left hand towards your ankle. Get back to center. Place your feet parallel and then lunge into your right leg. Bring the hands back into your mat Get back into a downward facing dog. Get into a push-up stance and bring your hips down into upward facing dog, and then hop back slowly into a downward facing dog. Back to an upward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out, back into downward facing dog. Raise your left leg backwards and then get into a pigeon pose. My glutes are also a muscle group that tends to get really sore, so I also like to relax in this pose for a couple of breaths. Get back into your downward facing dog, and we're gonna repeat the same with the right leg. So raise it up backwards and then get back into the pigeon pose. This might feel uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be painful. If it feels painful, then loosen up and relieve your stretch a bit. Now, a little wrist stretch. So get on your hands and knees and then rotate your wrists inwards. As you move back, you will feel a good stretch in your forearms. Now reverse and place the back side of your hands on the mat, and as you move back you will feel a good stretch in the back side of your forearms. Now we're gonna do some cat and cow stretches. So as you inhale, hollow your back, and as you exhale, round your back. Also here, repeat and try to work vertebra by vertebra. Again, out as you round and in as you hollow. One more, round. And now get your hips back into a child's pose and try to relax here for a moment. Get back up and get on your back. drive your right leg into your chest and then over to the left while keeping your shoulders on the ground. This will work your mobility in the lower back. So you do the same with your left leg. Move it to the right and keep your shoulders on the ground. Get back to center and roll up. Spread your legs and spill forward. Also here, don't push it too much. Just feel a gentle stretch and stay there for some breath. And get back up. And now, one of my favorites, since my upper back is always really sore in the mornings, I like to roll over and try to get my legs as far as possible overhead. Make sure not to turn your head while you're in this position and just keep a neutral position of your head. And just here, try to keep on breathing and try to relax into the pose. Let go of the position. And now just lay on your back for a while. And just take a couple of breaths. Start moving your fingers bit by bit, then larger movements, and come back up. I hope you enjoyed this little stretching routine. At least for me, it gets the blood flowing to get started with the day. And I hope you enjoy the rest of it too. See you in the next one.